This is good for everybody.
An example of that was what we just heard from Max. Some of those details do conflict with what we have heard from the White House. He was reporting how Iranian state media says that the toll-free nature of the passage will come to an end after 60 days. President Trump said, no, this is permanent, the lifting of the tolls to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. This is why it is essential, that detail and many others, that we see the wording and the exact terms and details of this deal. Your thoughts, Ambassador?
Well, good to be with you, Sandra, and John, too. The devil's in the details, and this tape, the devil could be deadly for the state of Israel. Let's remember what the goals of the war were, as stated by both Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump at its outset. It was not just to eliminate Iran's nuclear program, to remove that stockpile of highly enriched uranium, but also to eliminate Iran's ballistic missile system that was pummeling all of Iran's neighbors, not just Israel, to stop Iran's support for terror. And that was all crucial goals for Israel's national security. Right now, none of those goals have been achieved. And so there's a somber move in Israel tonight. We're not participating in the celebrations just yet. I'm sure it'd be very interesting to see what is actually in this agreement and not just what's being reported by various media outlets around the region and around the world. But there's great concern here that Iran, at the end of the day, will remain in control of the Strait of Hormuz, if not accepting tolls, will receive frozen assets from the United States, maybe sanctions relief that will enable Iran to rebuild its military and strategic capabilities, continue supporting terror, continuing building ballistic missiles, and still the question of what's the future of the nuclear program and the nuclear stockpile will remain unanswered. That's a lot to say right there, Sandra, but that is the concern in Israel tonight.
Okay. As to that point, the Wall Street Journal ran this headline, Israel alarmed by Trump's deal with Iran. It reads, quote, quoting President Trump, Trump told the Journal on Sunday that Israel should not be concerned. He says Bibi's okay with it. Why is it good for Bibi? Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon under any circumstance. Obviously, the president making clear that it's the top priority of this deal that will greatly and ultimately benefit everyone in the world, including Israel.
Well, if it stops Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, if it removes that nuclear stockpile, Israelis will be very, very happy. But the question is, what's going to be the price? Is it paying off Iran? Is it a situation where the United States will tie Israel's hands from fighting back against Hezbollah? Right now, the northern part of this country, the Galilee, it's an area that's very dear, I know, to many Americans, is literally uninhabitable. People have fled by the tens of thousands from Hezbollah fire. Israel has to be able to defend itself. And the Iranians are saying, well, we're not going to keep this deal unless the United States comes down hard on Israel and ties its hands. The prime minister cannot agree to that. No Israeli government can. The primary goal of any Israeli government is to defend its citizens and land. And it's no one wants to have a conflict with President Trump, who's been a great friend to this country throughout many years. But at the end of the day, the government's going to have to defend that land and people. And hopefully we can find a middle road where everybody can be satisfied and can be secure.
Okay. Just want to read here. Bibi Netanyahu is speaking right now, not in English, so there are headlines crossing that I can read to you. One's got a typo coming across the wire, but it says, with or without a deal, Iran will not have nuclear weapons. And then C less is tied to that, so I'm not exactly sure how to read that. Netanyahu, we have saved Israel from annihilation, but our struggle is not over. We're waiting on more on what he is saying right now. Your reaction, Ambassador?
I think that's was expected. The expectation was that Netanyahu would come on national television and say that there was no disagreement between the United States and Israel on their dual commitment to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons. But that is going to leave many crucial questions unanswered from Israel's perspective, maybe not from America's. The question of the ballistic missile program, the support for terror, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthi rebels, and generally the threat that Iran will continue to pose the state of Israel should Iranian regime get the financial means it needs to restore its regional control and strategic power. So these are very, very crucial questions from Israel. The prime minister is under fire tonight from just about every sector of Israeli society, left, right, up and down, including ministers in his own government.
Ambassador, I appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
John.